Top 5 Bigfoot Sightings in Iowa. Unraveling the mystery of the beast, often thought of as a place of peaceful farmlands and sprawling plains, this state has long been home to tales of strange creatures roaming the woods and fields. Among the most intriguing and persistent of these legends is Bigfoot, the elusive and mysterious creature said to inhabit forests across the United States. Here, we explore 5 of the most notable Bigfoot sightings in Iowa, each one offering a different perspective on the presence of this cryptid in the state. Number 5. Near Cedar Rapids, April 1979. In April of 1979, a report surfaced from the area near Cedar Rapids about a Bigfoot sighting. A local couple was driving on a quiet country road when they encountered a large, hairy creature crossing the road in front of them. The creature was described as around 7 feet tall, covered in thick brown hair. According to the witnesses, they saw the creature for just a few seconds before it disappeared into the trees. Although they were frightened by the encounter, neither reported feeling directly threatened by the creature. They later described the experience to local authorities, but no physical evidence was ever found to substantiate their claims. This sighting was not widely publicized at the time, but it remains one of the earliest known Bigfoot reports in the Cedar Rapids area. While the number of witnesses was small, the sighting was significant in that it contributed to the growing interest in Bigfoot sightings throughout the state. Number 4. Near Decorah, September 2003. Another famous Iowa sighting occurred in September of 2003 near the town of Decorah, located in the northeastern part of the state. A group of hikers was trekking through the wooded bluffs when they encountered what they described as a massive, dark figure moving through the trees. One of the hikers, a woman in her late 30s, reported seeing the creature's broad shoulders and long, swinging arms as it moved quickly between the trees. The witnesses estimated the figure to be over 8 feet tall and described its movement as fluid and graceful, despite its large size. The group of hikers was so shaken by the experience that they immediately left the area. Though they reported hearing strange sounds, they didn't encounter the creature directly again. While this sighting was more isolated, it still generated a buzz among Bigfoot enthusiasts, particularly in the Decorah area, where dense forests and steep hills create ideal habitats for such creatures. Number 3. Dubuque County, February 1997. In February of 1997, a report emerged from Dubuque County in the northeastern corner of the state. A trucker driving down Highway 61 late at night claimed to have seen a large ape-like animal near the woods just outside the city of Dubuque. The trucker described the creature as being covered in thick, dark hair and standing on 2 legs. It was observed crossing the highway in front of the trucker's vehicle before disappearing into the trees. The trucker, whose identity was not made public, said he was initially unsure what he had seen, but after hearing other local rumors of Bigfoot sightings in the area, he became convinced that what he had encountered was indeed a Sasquatch. The sighting was unique because it occurred on a major highway, and the creature's large size and distinctive movement were enough to convince the trucker that it was no ordinary animal. Although no other witnesses came forward, the sighting added to the growing number of unexplained events in the state. Number 2. Iowa State University campus at Ames, October 2011. On an October evening in 2011, 2 young men were walking along a trail near the town of Ames when they claimed to have encountered a large, upright creature covered in hair. The 2 men, both college students, were out for a late-night walk when they spotted the figure at the edge of the trail. They described the creature as being about 7 to 8 feet tall, with long, dark fur and glowing eyes. One of the men, who was more hesitant about the encounter, later stated, "I wasn't sure if I was seeing things or if it was real, but it was something massive. It just stood there and looked at us for a moment before disappearing into the woods. I've never seen anything like it before." The men quickly retreated, and no physical evidence was found at the scene. Despite their initial fear, they later spoke to local media about their sighting. This encounter stands out because it occurred near a populated area, and the men's testimony sparked interest in the possibility of Bigfoot inhabiting areas near college campuses. Number 1. The 1970s Van Meter monster, Van Meter. By far the most well-known and detailed Bigfoot sighting in this state's history occurred during the late 1970s in Van Meter, a small town near the city of Des Moines. Several eyewitnesses reported seeing a large, upright creature near the Van Meter city limits on multiple occasions during the fall of 1977. Unlike many other Bigfoot sightings that tend to be fleeting, this encounter was noted for its extended nature and multiple witnesses. The most dramatic and well-documented of these sightings occurred on October 5, 1977. According to reports, a local farmer and his children were outside their home when they saw a large, hairy creature standing near the woods. Descriptions varied slightly, but most witnesses agreed that the creature was about 8 feet tall, had a dark brown or black pelt, and had a wide, muscular build. Several individuals saw the creature for brief moments over the course of a few hours. It was reported that the creature moved with surprising speed and agility, despite its size. One of the most fascinating aspects of the Van Meter encounter was the involvement of multiple witnesses. Local residents, including a local shopkeeper, a police officer, and a school teacher, all reported seeing the creature over the span of several days. One of the most compelling accounts came from a local store owner, who said, "I saw it clearly. There was no mistaking it. It wasn't just some big animal. It walked like a man, but it was covered in thick hair. I'll never forget the look in its eyes." The Van Meter encounter led to a series of investigations and became a central topic of discussion for the region's Bigfoot folklore. The creature's sudden appearances near residential areas, the multiple eyewitness accounts, and the lack of concrete evidence made the incident particularly mysterious. Despite the absence of physical proof, the number of witnesses has kept the Van Meter sighting one of the most famous Bigfoot events in the state's history. This sighting remains the most detailed and compelling Bigfoot report, continuing to intrigue cryptid enthusiasts and fueling speculation about the possibility of Bigfoot's existence in the state. Many locals still tell the story, and in some circles, the Van Meter monster remains a symbol of the unexplained mysteries hidden in this state. Hit subscribe to follow this channel as we track Bigfoot and other weird and wacky happenings across the United States. Do you believe your region or town deserves a top rating, or have you had an unusual encounter in the woods you can't explain? Please leave a comment in the comment section. We would love to hear from you.